Hey, what's good, everybody? It's Zachary Bell here from RealFansSports. Make sure you click subscribe below to stay locked into our fan list reviews and all of our sports content. Cheers. What is good, everybody? Welcome back to This Week in Sports, episode 2. For this episode, we're going to go ahead and talk about the WNBA and their wants to expand in the league. We're going to talk about Kaepernick and the Raiders, the NFL Pro Bowl, what the Mavs can do to get better and actually get into the finals next year. They got so close. And lastly, we're going to talk about the United States women's national team and them finally winning their fight for equal pay. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get right on into it. So in the last episode of This Week in Sports, we talked about the WNBA and what some things they need to do to help boost their viewership and retain more viewers in their games. So coming out on Thursday, June 2nd, they announced that they like to add 1 to 2 more teams by September into the league. Some of those destinations that are the most fit and most ready announced by the WNBA is Nashville, Oakland, Philly, Portland, San Fran, and Toronto. I think Nashville, San Fran, and Oakland would all be great spots. Oakland and, the Golden State Warriors have been doing so well. They have a lot of big fan base out there. I think that'll be a really good spot, as well as San Francisco. And Nashville, I just love the city of Nashville. I feel like that'd be a great space. There's a lot of things going on for parties. Is a good downtown area. So be able to get some tickets on a weekday whenever you're out visiting. I think that'd be a great spot for them. Where would you like to see a WNBA team be expanded to? So next I want to go ahead and talk about Colin Kaepernick and the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders invited Kaepernick to a workout on May 25th where the Raiders did come out and say they were impressed with how he performed, but we've yet to see anything put down on paper. So, that leads to questions of what were the intentions during that workout and what were the reasons to not sign Kaepernick. So, we haven't seen Kaepernick play since 2017, where he basically got pushed out of the league for making his stand against oppression by kneeling during the national anthem. During his last year with the 49ers went 2-14, and the previous year to that wasn't much better. Now, Kaepernick is a very athletic quarterback. He had a great build, great arm strength, he was fast, but there was something missing. Now, during that time in San Francisco, not only did Kaepernick leave, but also the general manager and the head coach also left. So there was deeper problems in that organization than just the one player. So with that being said, Cap is 34 years now. It has been 5 years since he's been in the league. And is it worth the risk of bringing him back in now? Can he still fulfill the role of a backup quarterback or potentially a starting quarterback? That's the question that a lot of us don't know and we've yet to see because we haven't seen him throw a ball other than on his posts on Instagram and Twitter and social medias. But the bad side of things and why some teams may be a little worried about signing him, even if he is skillful enough and ready to assume that position, is the media presence that comes with it. It fills that locker room with unneeded media presence, unneeded chatter and talkity talk from the big heads and the fans and the Twitter and all this stuff that it may scare teams away from doing it. And also, if you're a Raider, the NFL does not like your team. And as much as I don't like to say it, but with Kaepernick's lawsuit against the NFL a couple years back could lead some more unwanted hate from the league that the Raiders definitely don't need right now with the new coach coming back from that Patriots way, who he likes very minimum media presence and stuff like that. So I don't know if that fit works perfectly, but I could definitely see Colin getting a chance somewhere if they're willing to take it. But obviously, the biggest thing is 5 years has been a long time. 34 years old is up there in age. But regardless of that, what would y'all like to see? Would you like to see your team or another team sign Kaepernick and give him another shot? Tell me what you think. So next up is going to be the NFL Pro Bowl or the NFL Bowl, because there's nothing exciting about it. There hasn't been anything excited about it in years. As a matter of fact, last year, the only exciting thing that happened was Mac Jones cringily grittying into the end zone. And I know none of us wanted to see that. All right? Burn it. Get rid of it. We don't need it. And I don't want to see anything like that again. So the NFL has came out and said that they want to revamp it and change the Pro Bowl up and make it more entertaining for the viewers. So some ideas that I've read and that I've thought of is one, a flag football game. I think this would be great. It'll allow the players to still show off their athletic ability. We'll have some good shifty running, some big catches, big throws, but without the risk of having those big contact injuries. Now, another idea was allow the two worst teams in the league to battle it out for the first round pick. I think that would be fun, and also it'll maybe stop some teams from tanking a little bit and see if they were tanking or were they not whenever the big game is on the line for them. And lastly, people just said get rid of the Pro Bowl completely and just go ahead and do skills competitions. Add more to it, add more entertainment, and roll from there. So out of those things or any ideas that you may come up with, what's something that you would like to see change? That way we can make the Pro Bowl relevant again, because it hasn't been relevant or even had a highlight since what? Once Taylor knocked out that punter? Poor guy. So let's go ahead and talk about the Dallas Mavericks. So the Dallas Mavericks, I know for me and probably a lot of you NBA fans out there, kind of shocked us, bringing it all the way into the Western Conference Finals against Golden State, where they eventually lost in a 5-game series. But they showed a lot of talent and showed they have a lot of good ballers on that team. But what do they need to get to the next level and be real contenders and favorites to get into the finals? Now, one thing that I think was the hugest miss for their team was their presence down low in the paint. Their starter center, Powell, is just a board. He's just a man there, soulless, brings no effort to the table. Honestly, just being brutal. As our good friend 40 likes to say, he's just a walking over the back foul. He averaged less rebounds than Steph during the series. He averaged next to any points. I think he went under on any sports betting site every single game. And it's something that's inexcusable for him to be that big and be that little bit of efficiency. Now, I know a lot of people would like to see Donovan Mitchell get linked up with Luka and see how that combo can bring up some great fire underneath Dallas and great scoring ability, but they got to focus on that core center position and get people out of the paint and stop making it so easy for them. So these are two guys that I think will be great additions to the Dallas Mavericks. Rudy Gobert. Now, he isn't going to give you that shooting and high points like some other centers might, but you know he's a force on the defense, and he's going to hold that paint down, and he's going to grab you a lot of boards and second chance opportunities. Now, another guy that I really like as well is Ayton. DeAndre Ayton is coming out of his contract with Phoenix, and we saw in the last game against Dallas that he got pulled in the fourth quarter, and according to Monty Williams, there was a internal disagreement. So we don't know where they are in terms of friendliness right now. Will they still sign him back, or will they try and release him? And who knows? But Ayton could bring them rebounds. Not quite as good of a defender as Gobert, but he's going to get points. He can still shoot the perimeter, so he can still play that little bit of small ball that they like to do with Kleba, but do it more efficiently also in the paint and shooting those mid-range jumper. I think either of those two additions will bring Dallas to the next level. Dallas fans out there, tell me, who do you want to see Dallas get during this offseason to elevate them to the next level and make them finals favorites? And lastly, guys, let's talk about the United States women's national team finally winning the fight to get equal pay. On May 18th, the U.S. Soccer Federation for both men and women came to an agreement to award equal pay to both men and women. We all know Megan Rapinoe and company have been big activists trying to push the point and try to get this deal done, and it finally happened. So huge round of applause to you guys. Way to stay strong and get it done. This also is going to mark the first federation in FIFA to award equal pay to both men and women. So another big W. So what does equal pay mean, and how is it going to all work out? Well, so equal pay means that they are going to receive equal prize money. They're going to get equal split of costs for commercial revenue, and they're also going to get equal field, base, and performance play as well. So another huge thing is that they're going to get equal retirement and equal child care. So big, huge W. Congrats. Way to hold strong and get that job done. Well, that's all I have for you guys today as we wrap up episode 2 of This Week in Sports. Make sure y'all subscribe, leave a like, and comment, and let me know what your take on the topics covered are. If you want to see some more of our sports content and live play-by-play, check out the description below and go to NONPFIXION's channel, where we'll be live for all things sports, including the NBA Finals. But most importantly, y'all have a blessed morning, noon, night, wherever you are in the world today. I'm Zach, your fan analyst for the day, and we are Real Fan Sports. Till next time. Cheers.